All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back today. We're playing more Call of Cthulhu, and I don't know how to use Discord, as I just completely goofed various announcements. It was pretty crazy. I almost gave everyone a link to our StreamYard. Then I forgot to include a link to our Twitch, and then I forgot to include a link to the time in which we are playing. So it's starting off great. Starting off great. You know,
you're still new to this, though. You know, this is something you're still learning. It's not a process you're used to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So
like
whoopsie.
the first time we've ever done this. So.
I feel like I'm a little overrated. Kind of like Dan Marino.
I'll agree. You're overrated.
Wow.
I'll fight you for that. You want to get your first fight as being an adult?
Ashley for the bottom row is just gonna like punch up into Steven.
There we go. We're going for that very large Venn diagram overlap between Call of Cthulhu fans and 1980s shitty quarterback football.
Haven't you featured a Dolphins jersey on this channel before? I'm pretty sure you have.
I mean, you wore one, so yes,
important.
it was worn.
Yeah.
Are you walked into that one, Steven?
No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
That was the conversation at the time.
I've always been a Dolphins fan.
Your entire life, they've been trash. That's crazy.
I was there for the tail end of Dan Marino when they were good.
Yeah, but they were trash.
I'm not a fair weather fan, all right? I'm with them through thick and thin.
Just saying. Okay.
I remember this conversation because I gave you a lot of business about that, and I think it was a familial kind of a thing, and so then I felt bad for giving you the business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really don't know what else to say. Like, if you're a Dolphins fan and you don't think Dan Marino is overrated, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. So.
You know, I wasn't going to bring this up, but since you're
so anyway,
let's
go ahead.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but since you're sassing me, I just think everyone should know that the other day Jeff told me I was like a mother figure to him. So, you know, yeah.
That's true. What was it? What was the context? You gave me a compliment, but I was just like, getting a compliment from you is like getting a compliment from your mother. Like, it doesn't really count.
Yeah. Anyways, Jeff, I am Jeff's mom.
If your mom says, "Oh, you're so handsome," I'm like, "Mom, like no,
you're special little guy."
Yeah, like,
look at my handsome little boy. He's so special.
Boy. Oh, with his little cheeks.
I'm gonna pinch your cheeks the next time I see you.
You come to game?
I better get pictures.
You were invited.
For real.
Steven tried to claim that he wasn't invited to the board game day we're having.
Oh, I recall it.
Oh, he totally
got
was.
a verbal
No,
invitation.
That didn't happen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and so
with
Steven was like,
witnesses.
"Prove it. Here you go." Witnesses.
I'm like 90% sure I heard the invitation.
Because it was
Why are you turning on me,
it was in a
Maitreyi?
pre-sesh for
multiple
Call of Cthulhu.
multiple witnesses, testimonial evidence corroborated by multiple people.
Steven tried paying me to get me on his side.
Those DMs were private.
Is that the time that why I'm getting notifications in Discord? Long posts and receipts.
Do you? Is there no level you will not stoop to?
No,
Steven,
there
first,
isn't, to be honest.
You're Dolphins
I don't think
fan.
so.
Then you think Dan Marino was actually good, and then now you're trying to bribe.
I have no shame and no ethics.
After what Long has been going through this week? Are you kidding?
He's
What's
had
wrong
a rough
with
week.
you? He's had a
That's why I tried
terrible
to bribe him. I thought it would cheer him up.
Anyhow.
No, seeing you tomorrow would have, but
Well, I said I'll be there.
Anyhow. All right.
That sounds good. That sounds
Are we ready to
good.
go?
Where
Ready
we
to go?
going?
I think we are.
yes.
It is so hot in this room, so let's hurry up. Okay, so we are in the Yucatan. So last time around, we started up. We saw a little scene with Bev and Shyma doing some research, and then we realized very quickly that Bev was hallucinating. Shyma wasn't actually there. This was a couple days after some kind of like funeral wake that the people had for Shyma kind of deal. And Ed Exley was there and was trying to like bring Bev back from that hallucination. And then we sort of faded out of there. We checked in on Marie, who went and paid a visit to her friend Nancy, who is clearly falling down the spiral of being a nectar addict. And she had a group of people all in her bed and tried to invite Marie into that throng. But Marie said no. She called Mickey Walnuts. Walnuts came over, put Nancy into a car and said he'd take care of it. So like he'll take care of it, no problem. As it seems, Nectar has reached your doorstep, Marie, and is continuing to pervade Arkham somewhat. You all then decided that it was time to go, so you traveled down to Mexico. Or actually, specifically, you traveled down to the Yucatan, and you landed in Merida somewhere around the middle of August. You had connections with. You knew that Elena Alcatruz was here, who was related to the wife of Pastor Wood, your late friend, and so after some discussion. A few of you went out looking for her. Will kept trying to look for just some random place to drink. Patrick stayed back in the hotel because he was worried about how the mouth would react if he went out drinking. Eventually, you all met up with Elena Alcatruz because she had taken up a job at a local cantina, and kind of a grimy one that certainly looked a lot like La Paz, where she had worked in Mexico City. You got to sit down and talk to her, and she told you about how. First of all, Octavio Paz had left, so she was alone now in the Yucatan, other than the people that she worked with. And then secondly, that she has been getting followed and pestered by a woman for the last few days out of Mexico City, asking all sorts of questions about what happened back in Mexico City several months ago when you all were there, except for Will, and that several people died, including her friends, her bandmates, and also 2 police officers that had assisted your group. That's when you all noticed that there was a woman watching your table. And that's when we met Carmelita, Maitreyi's new character, who came over, asked a few questions. And you guys eventually decided to meet up the next day so that you can get Patrick into the equation. And so we left off, it was the cafe on the street in the morning. And you were all having a lengthy conversation, and you were sort of putting your cards on the table to some degree. Carmelita explained somewhat why she was here and has decided to join up with the group as she is looking for answers. You all are looking for answers, and it sounds like you all have some questions in common. And so that's kind of basically where we left off. So let's go ahead and pick up. We'll say you've been at this cafe for a few hours. You've had this lengthy conversation. You've had some wonderful coffee because Mexican coffee rocks. And you all decide to do what exactly? What do you guys think you're going to do next? What's the plan?
Now that you've heard our stories and you've agreed to come along, we got to prepare. We got to find a guide. Make preparations.
I can take us to where we need to go get a guide.
I thought you said you could guide
We'll
us.
follow your lead.
Yeah, but they said that they wanted like an actual guide. So I'm okay.
Oh, you're not an actual guide.
To step back. No, I could be, but if you want an actual guide,
I think
a licensed guide.
Yes, we've found in our travels that postponing having the local guide can lead to some danger. So yes, an official guide would be
and
lovely.
Mr. Ford seems very concerned about safety.
Excuse me, Ford is my middle name.
It's a good idea. Oh, I'm sorry.
We've seen some things. We have indeed seen something. So Mr. Price has the right of it. We should definitely find a guide.
Would we want to stop by the local?
Well, you mentioned to me you do have a location that you want to go to, so that will be helpful. We'll go and let them know that we're not looking to explore their jungle as much as just get this location.
Would we want to go to the local school and see if there are any archaeologists, researchers in the area that might know more about this site than maybe we could learn a bit about it before we head out as well? All we really know is that there's a temple in a jungle.
That seems quite wise, Mr. Ford.
Yes. I can see if I have any contacts that might be able to help. I don't know if I do, but...
Well, and we always have Ms. Alcatruz, who teaches at the school locally, so we could
Absolutely.
Perhaps call on her as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can. So it sounds like there's a couple of ideas you want to. You're looking to dig into doing research, like you meant like school, like university school, not like the elementary school, effectively where she works, but you mean like the attached university. Is that the idea? Finding like a library,
academic of some sort.
Yeah. Okay.
Ask a third grader to draw us a map and
Yeah.
What's this pyramid look like?
Yeah. Okay. We can definitely do that. And then there was the other thought of trying to find a guide. Is that the idea? Carmelita, since you've been here for a week, it's possible you've met a couple folks. So I'll say you can make a. I don't know if you would have necessarily met a guide per se, but you might have gotten a contact or two that might be able to direct you somewhere.
I'm kind of thinking of it just as she probably knows like a travel agency kind of thing she can take them to and make the request there.
Give me a just a persuade test to see how your conversations have gone with some local folk here over the past week.
Persuade. Where's my persuade? There it is. Okay, 17 under 60.
Okay. You would know that there's not really a travel guide. So 17 under 60 is a hard success, right? So you would know that there's not really a travel guide that could get you out into the jungle. It's not like a commercial travel venue kind of deal. But you do know that there are people who are a little bit more familiar with the jungle and go out on expeditions. The only people who go out on expeditions are like archaeological folk or things like that. And so it's not really something that's yet commercially like vacationers or anything like that. You would be able to, I would say, probably know like a bar or know like a sort of a downtown area where you could. You maybe have been like drinking at a cantina one night and just kind of talking it up, and you maybe have heard some talk about about various expeditions. So there are a couple names that you might be able to get. With a hard success, I'll give you 3. The one that you, when you talk to various like supply shops and people and stuff, the rumors you've heard is there's a guy named Guillermo Castillo, who seems to be considered like the one who knows these areas the best. There's another man named Pablo Garza, who is like a local, and so like the jungle area isn't the same as like Merida, and like it's whether or not you have like Mayan ancestry and such, and so like he seems to be more of a local. And maybe once or twice you have heard the name of another American who seems to be poking around in these areas, a guy by the name of Rick Luke. And so those are probably names that I think you might have heard, or at the very least you could have gone like over the course of the next couple of hours to like your contacts and they could direct you to certain people. So you would have 3 names.
Okay, thank you. I am going to share that with these guys and say, why don't we go to the university or the library or whatever and see if we can understand a little bit more about the site, and then we can maybe decide who we want to try to help us get there.
Do we want to interview all 3 of them and figure out which one we want to go with?
Why don't we find out more about the site first?
Something I think I might also want to do, we have this photograph of labeled Dominguez and crew, and there is a identification number for the plane. I wouldn't mind trying to perhaps find some type of a government office, perhaps, see if they keep any sort of records of which individuals or companies such private planes are registered to.
I think you would know. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, I would say we could do a couple different roles here and kind of slap this together as like a montage. Carmelita going and collecting names for some guides is one. A few of you might want to go visit like a library or university or museum or something like that. So who would we say is trying to do research on like the jungle, the area, that kind of stuff?
I think Will would be willing to help with that from like the more practical perspective, not the historical, but just like the logistics of what it would take to get out there, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Beverly would be researching.
Okay.
And she also points out that one thing we do know is that Dominguez and his crew were hitting up all the local shops to try and get as many maps as they can of the peninsula, and that she believes we should do the same thing as well.
Leave it to me, Beverly. Check around.
Okay, so Patrick is going to try to go talk to some local shops and things. That's good. I mean, we can even say like that is sort of split in with what Carmelita is doing as well. So we can say maybe the two of you are going and checking around to these various shops and things. And Carmelita, you're touching in with some sources to try to get a few names. Bev and Will, you're trying to find a good place to do some more academic research on the area. And then Marie, you said you wanted to try to tap into some like local civics and things and try to get some information that way.
Yes, I did.
Yep. Okay. Will and Bev, give me library use roles. Marie, give me a bureaucracy role. Patrick, you can give me any. I'm going to roll over Carmelita's persuade. But Patrick, you can make a roll as well, and that might give you some more information. So anything like persuade, charm, whatever it is that you think is like Patrick's main driver. Damn, Ashley,
I tried really hard to fail that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last night's luck is persisting.
I rolled a 32 on my library use. I have a 20. Would it be beneficial for me to burn some luck? I could get it down to hard success instead of regular success. Would that help us at all? Is that worth doing?
That's up to you. There's some information that you could potentially collect, and obviously the more successes and the better successes that you accrue, there might be more information that you can get.
I'll burn the 22 luck to get it down to a 10.
Okay. All right.
My persuade was a 94, so it rolled terrible.
Oh dear. Okay, so you're just gonna kind of lean on Carmelita then, I think, at this point, as the two of you. You might know some of the questions to ask relative to like your knowledge of the materials, and she might be a little bit better with communicating those questions. Marie, how'd you do?
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Bureaucracy.
Persuade also? Bureaucracy. Okay. My bad.
I think it's bureaucracy. Is that in this game? Am I making that up?
No. There is no bureaucracy.
Okay. I
always like the charm. That's how I talk to people.
I think there's bureaucracy and trail, and
Accounting?
that's why I'm thinking it. Accounting, there we go. Accounting doesn't have to be that specific. It's not necessarily a numerical thing. You can give me charm. I'll take charm.
Thank you. I was not a fan of accounting. Thank you, Steven. I was like, no, thank you. Okay. Charm is 84. Oh my gosh. I will spend the 6 luck to pass that because I rolled a 90.
Okay.
The actual hell is going on with these dice rolls? 87, 94, 90.
Okay. So I'm going to start with you, actually. You are trying to get, you said the information you wanted to figure out is private planes coming into the area. Is that what you said?
So we have a photo of the Dominguez and crew, and they are in front of a small plane, which has an N number identifier.
Sure.
And so I was looking to see if that is registered to a particular individual or company.
Okay. With your role, I would say it probably would take a little time. And I would say you also would be struggling somewhat with language barrier. Like I know you have a couple points in Spanish, so it's probably
Yeah, I have like
slowing things
11.
down.
Yeah.
You would learn that plane isn't registered to anyone locally. It's registered to somebody in Mexico City, it seems like.
Okay.
And it does appear that at one point, or at least a couple months ago, at the very least, no one's really seen that plane. That plane hasn't been logged as coming back into the Merida, what's it called? The Merida Rejon airport in a few months. But it was at one point registered to or associated with Jonathan Brooks.
Okay. And then that was a good call of like, so it used to come in and out a bit more frequently, but now it's been a few months since the plane has been there. Did I hear that correctly?
So this is more likely you heading back to the airport and trying to charm your way through various attendees and trying to get that information. It does not look like that plane has returned to this airport and probably since spring, and it's now August. Okay. So sometime in spring, a couple months. And it definitely is a plane that seems to be associated with Brooks.
Good confirmation. She is smiling and flirting her way through the day, getting all of this information.
Will and Bev, I'm going to go to you next. You ask around in a few different places to try. Maybe you go back to your hotel and get your concierge to direct you to a place of research. And you are recommended a museum of anthropology. Actually, it's not entirely a museum yet. It's like it's in a status of like conversion. It was like a mansion that was built like 20 something years ago for the governor, but it's now being kind of converted to a school and also like kind of a collection of various antiquity of the area. What would you say the two of you are researching? Are there specific research questions or are there topics, concepts that you're trying to uncover?
I think Beverly would be looking for sites within the peninsula. If there is any site known as the Big G, or if they could expand upon that, if that's known.
Okay.
As well as just the like if that's like a known place,
mm-hmm.
And then sort of like what to expect out in the jungle.
Okay. Would you want to add anything to that?
Will would be looking along similar lines, but looking for if there have been any other like academic expeditions to this site before, if there's been any like published research specifically on the places nearby here. And then, like I said, the logistics side, like what was the size of the expedition? You know, did it require a lot of people? Did they build up camps and stuff like that? That kind of thing.
Okay. I would say that's not necessarily something you're going to uncover through research at like a museum or university. Okay. If you talk to the curator at the museum, they would probably say that there are certainly expeditions that go out into the jungle. They have not themselves been part of one, but usually, like going out into the jungle, it's just a few days. It's not the equivalent of what you guys did in Ethiopia, where you're like literally in the desert for weeks at a time. It's more of a few days travel. Most of the more interesting sites that are scattered around the peninsula are within a couple days travel of somewhere where you can drive, and then it's usually a couple days on foot through the jungle, which is usually where the guides come in. So you would probably learn that. Rain is always a problem. You hear rumors probably of bandits as well. Like there are people out there that are looking for well-funded, well-supplied expeditions. You hear the name when you talk to the curator of a man by the name of Rick Luke, which is I'll say at this point you haven't heard Carmelita throw that name out yet, as having been like an explorer from America, because when he sees like the two of you looking around, the curator kind of references that. And then if you ask the curator specifically about like Sancho Dominguez or anything like that? Do you ask that specific?
I would
or
ask
do you
about
just
the
sort of
specific
vaguely-
site we want to go to. Yeah.
What name of the site do you give?
I would ask about Dominguez and if he knew about Dominguez or where Dominguez was going specifically.
Okay. You had a hard success, so I think what'll happen is like I am sorry, I don't know the specifics of where the expedition. They said they were archaeologists out of Mexico City, and they were. You can see he kind of looks a little nervously as he's talking, like his voice gets quiet. I believe they were asking about Shishin Shoshu. But beyond that, I don't know. They mentioned wanting to go. They were looking for maps of the region, and there was not much that I could provide, unfortunately. And one of the things you also notice is that there is they mention, like the curator mentions the specific site. It is a name that you all would be familiar with. When you ask about the Big G, Beverly, Big G. No, I am sorry. I do not recognize that term. I'm not sure what that would refer to. But as the two of you start like pressing for information about the Big G or pushing for information about like sites in the area, like you get some references to various sites, but like anytime you cycle back to looking for Shishan Shozu, you can't find anything. You notice it's very, very light. There's like reference to a man by the name of Arthur Cartwright, like an archaeologist from like the 19th century, who supposedly discovered it. But aside from that, like there is a kind of a surprising amount, like lack of information, and the curator seems a little evasive as well.
One last question, if I'm able. I'd ask the curator if he knew if Dominguez hired a local guide.
Yes, I believe the Jacinto Esposito. He was he knew the jungles, the area better than anyone. He was the most capable. He has worked with others who have come and always returned. But no one has seen Jacinto since the expedition left. So I do not know what has befallen him.
Dominguez and his crew then has returned already?
Not that I am aware of. No. They have... this all happened months ago, I should say. I suppose it is possible that they returned and left by some other means, but no one has seen Jacinto for months now. He has not brought any finds to the museum, and he has not, as far as I know, led any other expeditions over the summer months.
I see. He seems nervous. Can I try and see if there's anything around in particular, or
what do you mean? Anything around in particular? We'll say you guys are in the museum. Maybe you get pulled into the curator's office, if you're asking specific questions, and so you're just kind of in his office. You can see various what looks like artifacts of Maya kind of designed to them here and there within these glass cases. You can see some maps and some photos, etc. A degree or two in framed. So we'll say you're in kind of a relatively private situation, but he just seems like when he started talking when the conversation turned to talking about Dominguez in Shishan. Okay, let me get that. Hang on, let me get it right. Chichen Shoshul. He definitely got a little evasive at that point.
Okay. I think maybe Beverly will try to like appeal to him as like a fellow archaeologist. You know, I understand that it's like a competitive field, but any information that you have on Chichen Chosu, we'd greatly appreciate.
And there is just the one book, as I mentioned, Mr. Arthur Cartwright. There is a section within the tome about Chichen Shoshul. You might find information in there, but that is all. I personally, from archaeologist to archaeologist, I believe this is one of those situations where it is a place that likely does not exist. It is more of a place of myth and superstition.
Is it superstitious to state that name?
No, it's not.
Okay. And then out of her purse, we have like a postcard that we had received from Merida.
Yes.
She's gonna inquire about that location. Like, is this just like a generic kind of like touristy postcard, or is this a site that like if he could explain the historical importance of the site?
You're talking about the one that Dominguez sent Brooks.
I think it was Brooks. Yeah. Where we've got the front and the back, and the front sort of has like a little like flag almost.
They'll rattle off like another site. It's a little bit more touristy in the sense of like people who aren't necessarily wanting to do deep jungle expeditions might go there to get the flavor of what like a Maya architecture might look like, but seems to sort of shrug it off as just sort of being a sort of a tourist attraction of sorts.
It is touristy. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't have to necessarily end the scene. So if you all want to think about more questions, but I do want to jump to Carmelita and Patrick, who are going around. You're talking to some shop owners and such, right? That was the idea, seeing if you can get some more information. Okay. So all throughout the city, there are a handful of supply shops or a handful of like exposition venues. It doesn't look like it's the type of thing that is on every street corner. So there's really only a handful, and it's not too hard to go to them. And when you get there, if you tell like the person running the shop like what you're planning, they can certainly help you with what you might need, but at the same time they would very quickly like warn you like, going out into the jungle is not something that you should do on your own. Make sure that you hire a proper guide. Even you, señorita, make sure that it is a very dangerous place. There are bandits and other things out there that will potentially harm you if you have that sort of interest. And so like we'll say the scene opens with like you guys at like a counter, and he's pulling out like various like different tents and things like that, and like a compass here, just sort of showing you some of his wares. What kind of questions would the two of you want to ask?
Remember some months ago?
Sorry, go ahead.
Some months ago, it shows people raiding the local stores for maps and supplies. Do you remember that happening?
They were Americans.
I think they were Mexican, no?
Some of them were American.
No, actually, they were all Mexican.
Oh, were they? I'm sorry, I'm misremembering the photo.
Do we get to make fake
the
news
photo,
jokes
don't take the
every
photo.
time the journalist gets something
Perfect.
wrong?
In our Legend of the Mist session 0, we have a fake newsboy. Town crier
Amazing.
constantly tells fake news.
That town crier.
So funny.
Just got
Yeah. It's like he's more of a news commentator than a news reporter.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you ask about a couple months ago, you try to describe it. There was a expedition here several months ago. There are other expeditions that comes to you. Do you remember who specifically led this, or where they might have been going to?
Of course, it's a name Sanchez Dominguez. Ring a bell?
And Carmelito will add in with the ruins, the name of the ruins or any details we have about that location.
Okay. Okay. So, yes. Strange thing that, yes. He claimed to be a professor of archaeology out of Mexico City. I remember it primarily because he never returned. City folk, to be honest. No offense, of course. Very unprepared. They seemed to be under some sort of rush, even though they seemed less inclined to pay attention to warnings here and there. It is not a surprise to some degree that their expedition failed, it seems, and did not return. There are many dangers in the jungle, but it is sort of surprising. However, they hired this guide, Jacinto Esposito, who is up until very recently, if there was a name that you could trust to navigate the jungles, it would have been Jacinto. So, on the one hand, it is peculiar that he has failed. It is also very sad. He was very capable man. Were these friends of yours, colleagues?
They were colleagues. Mr. Esposito did not return, or you know for certain he passed?
I don't know for certain he passed, but when he would put together, him and his porters would put together supplies for expeditions, they would often come here to acquire what they needed, and he has not come here in quite some time. I've heard from others, from Pablo Garza and Guillermo, that he has not returned either. So either he has found some other means of escaping the jungle, or he is more than likely he is no more. I don't see any reason why he would not have returned. So
if Mr. Esposito is no longer available, and it sounds like he might not be, is there anyone that you would specifically recommend out of Mr. Garcia or Mr.
Well, I suppose, Guillermo Castillo, he is certainly the most knowledgeable, I would say, and the most experienced guide now that Jacinto is no longer here. So if you are looking for the certainty of experience, he is definitely the best choice. There is Mr. Garza, Pablo. He is a very kind man. He is a little superstitious, but he is a very kind man, and he is a local. He grew up here, as far as I have learned from him. And excuse me, you are American, yes? And he kind of looks over at Patrick.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, one of your fellow Americans has taken to trekking through our jungles. It seems a very excitable young man who fancies himself an explorer. He is very excitable. He is very adventurous spirit. He thinks everything is about adventure. But he has led expeditions. I have seen photos of him having traversed to other places. So clearly he is capable. I don't know if he has I'm sorry, where is it? You said that you were going again?
She'll Carmelita will give the ruins name again.
The woman's name? He's
The
asking
ruins.
the ruins.
Sorry. Yeah.
So what do you say? I actually want you to tell me like what you
specifically. If I've been given a name of the ruins, that's what I'm sharing.
Yeah, but I'm asking
this
for the two of you. If you check your notes, check your materials, like you tell me what it is you say.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a name now that I'm thinking about it. Or am I just missing it?
There, just check your Sancho Dominguez
Yeah.
communiques.
So give me a second then.
Can we get some help here?
It's the Cheech and Jojo.
Yeah, do you guys
know in the notes?
Yeah.
Is that what it's actually called? The rune site? Or
I mean, that's what we've heard recently. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that name.
Yeah. I didn't think that was the ruin site though.
I don't think there's anything that we had gotten from before. That
the only thing that we
name.
had was there was reference to they were calling the site the Big G, but that was in a letter from.
Were they calling the site the Big G, or were they trying to communicate with the Big G?
Yeah, it's the report on Brooks's expedition. My guy on the inside says that Dominguez and his boys, there's about a dozen of them in all who are making at least motions toward tagging along in this joyride, are referring to it as the Big G.
Yeah. So we don't know if that's just like the expedition or if that's what they're calling the site.
Right. So specifically then, Jeff, to answer your question, what Carmelita will say is we are looking for ruins in the forest regarding an ancient religion. We've heard the name Shishin Shosu, but not entirely certain how that relates.
Okay. So he would say, as you're talking to this person, that is a place that, depending on who you talk to, does not exist. Your colleagues from Mexico City, I believe, are also asking about this place as well. So, in terms of where it is, I am not sure that I am entirely certain. I know there are I have heard rumors that there are some old Mayan ruins about 40 or 50 miles to the south that became the focus of your colleagues' expedition. But I must warn you, to access them, to get there, you must cross over the lands of Francisco de la Vega. It is, and to do that, you must acquire permission to do so. There is not a guide here who will take you there if that is your desire, without first acquiring permission of de la Vega to cross his lands. And he starts to kind of peer particularly closely at the two of you. And you are scholars, yes? You are not tomb robbers or antiquities thieves.
Of course not. We have a scholar among us. There's 5. So if you can get any supplies you can spare, you're going to need them.
I see. You seem like very nice people, so I will say this to you. If you are earnestly scholars and you simply want to explore, then then I think if you hire a guide and receive Mr. De La Vega's permission, then there should not be a problem. However, if you are not truthful about your intentions, or if you do not receive permission to cross the lands, I will warn you that it's a very easy way to get stabbed or shot. He is a very affable and kind man, but he is not one who appreciates trespassers. And,
Is he in town, or
Certainly.
does he live here?
Oh, yes, to the north, on the north side of Merida. Yes, where all of the distinguished families live. You could call upon him. Also, if you, I would tell you that your guide would most likely, any guide of any sort of standing would not, even Mr. Luke would not think about trespassing on the lands without permission. And in terms of supplies, I would recommend that you first speak with your guide. Let them know how many are in your party, because you more likely need porters, and how many tents and supplies. And I can work with them. This is a common thing I do to ensure that you have everything that you need.
Thank you very much for all of your help.
Of course. Okay. And then let's go back to Marie. So Marie, you had been kind of digging into you're at the airport, you're kind of digging into like the records of that airplane. Anything else that you were doing? It doesn't have to be here, like if there's anything else that you're doing outside of what the other four are currently dealing with.
To be honest, I feel like they are kind of covering all of the areas that I was kind of looking into. Like I definitely think that the travel information has been useful to kind of see that they haven't been kind of moving around in a bit. So I feel like they're kind of covering the other areas that I would have asked about.
Okay, fair enough. We'll come back to Will and Bev. Were there any other things that you wanted to ask about at the Museum of Anthropology?
Will is okay.
Is it
I don't have
the
anything
Canton?
else that I'd want to know from the curator.
Yeah, I think Bev is good as well, because I myself was wanting to ask about Francisco de la Vega, but I don't know if I'd ask the curator that. I would probably wait to speak with our guide about that.
Certainly could. If you would like
Okay, yeah, then I'll ask about him.
Mr. De La Vega. Yes, he is a wonderful man. He is someone who has donated quite a bit to this place to ensure that we are chronicling the history of our lands before the cast war. He is very handsome as well, very and he kind of like gives Will kind of a side glance, very good with the ladies, so to speak. But no, he very kind man. He lives to the north. As far as I know, his family was they are very involved in the Henneken trade. So they have made their money that way.
The what trade?
But no, he is the Henneken.
What is Henneken?
And so it's basically and it's like this. I'm trying to explain exactly what it looks like. It's like a fiber kind of thing. It's a legit thing.
I believed it was. I didn't know, so I assumed Will wouldn't know either.
I think Will might know, actually, considering he's an explorer.
He doesn't
type.
go to Central
so he might
America,
know, but it's basically like a type of, is it an agave plant? I think it's type of an agave plant or something like that. That when processed, it basically becomes fibers and things. And it was historically one of the reasons Merida got fairly wealthy and built up was because of this trade.
Very cool.
Interesting. Today I learned something new. Also had a spell, Hennigan.
I just learned
I've
that as
also-
well.
Is he?
Probably drastically oversimplified that as well.
It is
So,
agave. It says it's agave. So yeah, we're good.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought I read that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is Mr. De La Vega also an archaeologist? I know his family. That's his family's trade, but
No. Mr. De La Vega is he is a purveyor of history, of course. I know that he is descended from Francisco Belagazar, a conquistador from hundreds of years ago. So he has a keen desire to see history stay within Merida and the Yucatan.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very honorable of him.
Oh yes, he has been a wonderful supporter of the museum and our conversion, and we would not have the resources that we have now if it was not for him. And he has also made many donations from his personal collection as well.
Is there any chance you'd be willing to give us a
That's
reference if we were to meet him?
Oh, you was to meet.
There's a chance we might
Mr.
have to
De La
cross
Vega.
his lands to go to the site. And if you're on good terms with him, we would need to ask his permission, of course.
You're going to cross his lands, and you're going to go to his. Yes. You are following the footsteps of your were they colleagues?
Yes.
Of sorts.
Certainly. When you speak with him, you can give him my name. I am Eduardo Ortiz Alvarez, doctor technically, but that is fine.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Alvarez.
Of course. Well, good luck to you in finding. I'm very sorry for the loss of your friends. It is a sad day.
Thank you.
Sadly, banditry is certainly a concern for the jungles. Make sure
Understandable.
that you hire a professional.
Yes. And if we do find anything interesting, I would love to be able to bring it here for you. Any documents or something.
Oh, that is very kind of you. Yes. I would be. We would happily. Please be sure to document as best you can where you found it. Please make sure you are not taking anything that could potentially be broken or harmed in any way. But the museum would certainly happily review anything that you happen to find. Yes.
What does the compensation look like
I'd love
for
a good-
that type of...
Oh, this would be a collaboration, she says as she looks at Will.
Well, I assume you have a system to help recoup expenses for the acquisition of the object.
The knowledge itself is more than worth.
No. Mr. Sawyer is not. Or you're using Ford.
I'd use
Using
Sawyer
your
at this point.
non-duplicate. Okay. Mr. Sawyer is not incorrect. Of course, we would compensate you. It is certainly part of our function. We purchased that you have found. Yes.
I was just...
I
yeah.
should warn you, however, that Mr. De La Vega is not, and myself, we are not particularly keen on foreigners coming onto our lands and taking our history and bringing it back with them to a place that is, well, not here. So if you are thinking about shopping around for better deals, Mr. Sawyer, that would not be taken.
Oh, no, of course not. I find it much more convenient to find it to sell it where you find it.
Yeah. Yes. I understand. Do you have much experience?
No, I'm an amateur. Dr. Key, are we about ready here?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. So Carmelita or Patrick, did you have any more questions for the supply shops or any other things that you, if like you're moving about? Any other places did you want to check in on in your movement around town?
I didn't have anything specifically, but just kind of following on to the last conversation we had is Mystery Vega, is that familiar to Carmelita at all? Like as a name?
You might have heard a name at some point. He's just like he's just a well-known, like well-liked rich dude.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. You wouldn't know anything. Nothing else would probably have stood out.
Okay.
What about you, Patrick? Anything else you thought of that you would like to research?
It's kind of a long shot, but if demolitions are something that's common or more out of the way or out of sight.
You want to try to get some explosives?
Yeah, just seeing how that's felt around here, because I know Mexican Revolution was like maybe a decade ago. I don't know if like demolitions are something that are lingering.
I think definitely you could have, like the Cassoir of the Yucatan was I think it ended in 1901, 1902, something like that. So that was 30 something years ago, but that doesn't have any bearing on the fact that you could probably, if you want to find demolitions, you could I'll make a roll and I'll see what you can acquire. Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, give me a credit rating, I guess. I'll take that.
Does credit rating increase or decrease at all? Or is that kind of the same?
It doesn't increase the standard way that skills increase. Like it would be a narrative increase. Like if you guys came into great wealth, then your credit rating could go up. Like we could rule that it goes up if you, if like for instance with like Bev when she lost her teaching profession, like we could have potentially ruled that she maybe loses some of her credit rating. Like it's a little bit more fluid in that way.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I narrated it as I moved back home to daddy kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay, mine's a 40. I rolled 45. I can spend 5 luck to pass.
Okay. Right. So we'll say that you get like you ask this supplier for dynamite, and they're like, oh, of course, yes, of course. Understand, however, this is controlled. Do not. This can only be used outside of the city, for specific purposes. And remember that if you are exploring ruins, cultural ruins of some kind, be very prudent on when and how you use this, lest you destroy something of great value. That would not be looked upon.
We're clearing the way.
Certainly. Are you familiar with? Have you used this before?
I've heard stories. Haven't used it myself.
Well, be careful. Be careful with it. Make sure that you are not shaking it around a lot. Please make sure that you are and do not get it wet as well. You can adjust the wick a bit to change the time, and definitely give yourself more space before it goes boom than you would think.
All right. I'll bag it for now.
All right. So Patrick, go ahead and get out your character sheet. You got some dynamite. All right.
Be careful with it.
Very cool. Very cool.
It was the 30s, man. It was the third. Take it. Totally fine. All right. So we'll say this was sort of this is what you guys were doing during the day. So you've been traveling around. We don't have to play out every single scene or every single cab ride or something like that. And we'll say later that evening, you guys can reconvene, kind of share what you've learned. We can say maybe at a restaurant or something like that around the corner from your hotel. We could say we open up and we see the 5 of you, unless there was something else that you all had in mind. But we can say the 5 of you reconvene with a little bit more information. Sun is going down. Music is playing in the background. What do you guys talk about here?
Share the information
We definitely
about that Dominguez doesn't seem that his crew has returned. Talk a bit about De La Vega and how we'll likely need to get his permission to cross, but we have an in with the curator. It seems like as long as we're nice to him, we might be able to negotiate something. And then also mention Rick Luke came up as a possible guide.
We heard his name too. Rick Luke. It's American
You
fella.
heard about him too?
Sounds like we
Also-
can trust this guy. He
While
slashes
we
the jungles
were
like
learning about possible guides, his name came up.
Also, there's not really much information about, the site. They kept mentioning a book, but they didn't have it available at the curator's museum.
Is that the book I had, or is that something else?
That is very much the book that you have. You have it, and you got it in
Yeah.
Arkham, in Massachusetts. And I would say what you just said, Ashley, is probably something that stands out a bit. There is a surprising lack of information about some of the terms and places that you asked about, and like Miskatonic, like Orin Library of all places, had more information, and that itself seems kind of odd.
And she also kind of like tacks that on to the curator, Mr. De La Vega, and how much he's donated to the museum, and how potentially he could have a control of the information that's being held within the
We
city.
also know that Dominguez and his crew were buying up all the maps. It could be possible they bought up all the books, made sure to cover their tracks locally.
Yeah, there's a very good chance that we made a bit of a splash asking about this stuff so openly. So we need to be more careful.
I have that exact
We were
book.
told that they were
Do you
in
really?
a rush.
Yeah, I remember back in Arkham, I was looking around.
You left
What
it
do
in
you know?
Arkham?
Can
No, I have it here.
I can read it, right?
Certainly, I can make any sense of it.
Okay. I'll get started on this as soon as we're done with dinner. I'll take notes. Did you take any notes of what you read already and your thoughts, or?
Named Shishin Sasul came up. That sounded familiar, that's why.
Okay. Yeah, we've heard that a couple times
That's
now.
the site
Okay.
that the curator
Wonderful.
said Dominguez
He
was going
mentioned.
to.
Yeah, and he mentioned that there was a particular paragraph in the book that explained kind of how to get there. So I'll have to try and find that.
Did you read that paragraph, Patrick?
I might have, but I certainly don't remember.
Regarding
Contact this Rick Lewis, man. Rick Luke.
It is interesting that there's an American here doing tour guides
What
and
would
stuff.
Americans be doing here? That was a joke, Bev.
I won't
What
look
would
a
we be
gift
doing
horse
here?
We're American.
in the mouth. I recognize that.
Okay.
but whatever would we do if you didn't tell us?
Well, no one laughed.
It wasn't funny.
It was a
Wasn't
statement
that
of the
funny,
obvious.
Westward?
Professor Key, do you think that perhaps we could
Just call me Beth.
forge a letter from Miskatonic that would give Senor de la Vega a reason to let us pass through his lands?
That is not a skill that I possess, and I am no longer affiliated with the university.
Looking to see what skill that would be
Probably an
exactly.
art or
If there's
craft
a
would be forgery, right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, and we are not artistic people.
I can do a singing telegraph, but
mine's
I'm not
just
good at actually
photography.
writing things.
From what Will and Bev said, the museum manager, the curator,
Yes, don't
Said
we
this.
already have a name?
El-
De La Vega's a ladies man. I mean, Barry. Not we've got
Oh,
way in.
oh. Well, I was assuming that the university would be the way to Senor de la Vega, but
I mean, he seems very interested in keeping his history here in Merida. So as long as we were told, as long as we're honest about we're looking for information and we're not trying to burgle these sites, you know.
Oh,
and the
heavens no.
curator said
He
he
would
would
not.
buy
They said
all
it
the
shouldn't be a
artifacts, so we
problem.
can just assure him that any artifacts we find would go to the curator, who De La Vega already likes.
If it is safe to acquire them, remember that is not our primary objective.
Right.
I see. So I learned that Jonathan Brooks, so the plane the photo that we have was Dominguez and crew. That was Jonathan Brooks' plane, and that plane has not been here since the spring. So
they
it's
left.
been a while. Well,
At least the
I see.
pilot left. We don't know what was on it.
It perhaps could have been a situation like our Mr. Kearns, where he can come and go, but it doesn't mean we are still somewhere.
Jeff, can you refresh? When did we? When was it? Spring when we had like the confrontation with Trammell or
No.
Jonathan Brooks?
You guys were in Mexico
Sorry.
City right after Thanksgiving, basically. So the month of December is effectively your Mexico City time.
Okay.
And we're in August now. And then you guys have taken a lot of time off here and there to recover from like
We did.
psychosis and wounds and things. You were in Ethiopia for quite some time. Bangkok, you weren't in Bangkok for quite as long, but there's also like the travel time between places, which is significant in 1937.
So,
but you would know, most of you in your conversations would have learned that the expedition was just a couple months ago. You do have correspondence from like back in November, like that they were pushing to try to cross, but it sounds like the expedition didn't necessarily commence until sometime in the spring. So that could be anywhere between like, March and May. So
I was also thinking if we're going to do some archaeology, we're going to need some dynamite. So we should try to find some of that while we're out.
Dynamite. So where can we get that?
Well,
I pull out dynamite.
Pull out dynamite. You guys are at a restaurant, and he pulls dynamite out.
You said not to shake it.
Also, if we're doing archaeology, we should maybe not blow things up.
No, Maitreyi, this is the 30s. Archaeology is blowing things up.
No, that it currently is very we're not blowing up ruins.
Well, how else do you get in?
No, we're not. No, there's a lot of
sure
chiseling
there's a door. People
and
need
dusting.
to get in even when they were ancient.
We'll play it by ear.
It's for emergencies. But for now, let's meet up with this Rick Lewis man and see if we can get a word in with De La Vega. I keep calling him Lewis. Like Lewis and Clark. I don't know what year that was actually.
I think you're just missing.
It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Werther's Passage, a little early. Okay.
I think you're just missing Louis.
Aw.
No, Louis.
Who?
It was Lewis.
Moreau?
Okay. Okay. So if there's so we'll say it's evening time. Retreat. We going back to hotel. We sleeping for the night.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Carmelita, we didn't really resolve it, but I'm sure you have a place somewhere to stay. It doesn't have to be the same place, so we'll say that's not a problem. As you return to the Casa Azul Express that you all booked last week, you guys are walking through the lobby, which is at this time of night. We'll say it's like by the time you get back, it's maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, maybe a little later. There's a handful of people in it, but it's not extraordinarily busy. It does look like maybe things are somewhat winding down. But we'll say like Will, Bev, Marie, Patrick, the four of you come back, and as you're walking through the lobby, a woman approaches you. You can see a woman has been sitting in like this little lobby area. She stands up. When she's looking around, you can tell like she's sitting in a seat that looks directly at the entrance. And she stands up, and you can tell that she is wearing like a gray suit, like a pantsuit. So she's got slacks. She's got a pantsuit itself. She looks Hispanic. She looks local. She has like this like kind of almost like a short, almost like a short pixie cut, almost like it very much looks like it's not hanging down to her shoulders, and you can see it's kind of graying. She's probably you probably peg her in maybe her 50s or something like that. But she approaches the four of you, and she says, "Pardon me, are you Dr. Beverly Key?"
Yeah, how can I help you?
Excellent. My name is Isabella Mendoza. I am in the employ of Mr. Francisco de la Vega. And she reaches in, you can see her reaching into her jacket like she's going for a gun. And instead, she pulls out what looks like a card, and she hands it over to you. Mr. de la Vega would like to invite you to dinner with him tomorrow evening. Of course, you can bring your associates with you as well. He would be very interested in speaking with you.
Oh, lovely. I was planning to reach out to him, actually.
Word, she looks around. Word spreads very quickly when people come to Merida looking for Shishenzoju, especially since the last expedition went missing. But very interesting. You are yourself a archaeologist?
Correct, yeah. I heard of all of the contributions he's made to the museum here. It's very beautiful.
Yes. It is quite extraordinary, and it will be even more extraordinary in several years as well. But if you look on the back of the card, you will find an address to his home.
Okay.
And he would see you tomorrow evening.
Yes, thank you so much.
You are welcome. Good evening. And kind of smiles or nods at each of the rest of you. And then you see she starts moving and puts a hat on right as she goes outside. And she steps out. I like to think of her as like a Hispanic Jane Lynch kind of character.
Okay, yeah.
That's what's in my head, if you're familiar. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. So is there anything
when
else?
She's like...
Yeah, go ahead.
When she's gone out of like the thing and we continue upstairs, Beverly looks at them and was like, see, we were asking a little bit obviously.
News travels
that makes it easier. We
quickly.
Got away.
Good point,
easier or worse, considering how little information about Shishenzoju is here. And I think Beverly looks kind of nervous now at this point. She was very confident while speaking with the woman, but now that, it has her worried that they had already reached out to us.
The curator said he knew De La Vega quite well, and we did ask the curator for a reference. So it's not hard to believe that there was a phone call afterwards. Nothing to worry about.
I do think tomorrow, during the day, perhaps they'd like to check the local newspapers and see what Mr. De La Vega is up to. It's good to go into a meeting knowing a little bit more about someone than they know about you.
Considering, yeah.
Okay. So do we say you all retreat for the evening? Is there anything more that anybody wanted to do tonight?
Good.
I would like to research Francisco de la Vega.
How would you like to do that?
I would like to go to any kind of public records and look for details about his holdings specifically.
This time of night, you would have to break in. Is that what you're looking to do?
No. Then never mind.
It's certainly something you could do in the morning. No problem.
Yeah, I'll do it in the morning then. No worries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Anybody else?
Bev, were you going to start reading that book tonight?
Yeah, I know
Patrick had?
Book reading, though, takes a little bit of time. It's probably not something I can...
you can make a test, and you can see how fast you read through it. Patrick's already made some progress.
He's been writing in the margins. All the pages are dog-eared.
Which role do you want? EDU, right?
I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'm bringing back up our...
Yeah, I'm pulling it up too.
Because we changed it because I just hated the pacing of it. You can make a... I think it's you can make EDU or intelligence. This is just kind of to establish how fast it's gonna take. Actually, no. What am I talking about? Just roll a library use test. Your EDU is very high, so the way I do it is that since you're highly educated, you would probably be able to read through a text of this kind probably faster than Patrick would. being, a non-academic, non-scholarly person. No offense, Patrick. Calling you dumb.
5.
He called you dumb.
Extraordinary
5
success.
is an extraordinary success. So
Yeah.
So if we say that you're reading through this, and if we're saying that Patrick is in proximity to you, we can say that maybe one of the reasons you're able to read it a little bit more quickly is because Patrick can kind of tell you, summarize like different sections that he's read and stuff that he's covered. I'm just pulling it up. So just to kind of go through it again, I think I've already mentioned all this, but just to go through a few things. This was published in 1850. It's not very big, so it's actually a fairly slim volume, and you can read it relatively quickly compared to some of the other tomes that you've been digging through of late. And it's definitely reads a little bit more like somebody almost trying to write like a pulpy kind of exploration book based on real facts than it does read like a scholarly text. Like you being a scholar would be very familiar with how professionals would do that, and that's not at all. It seems very embellished in some ways. Even the production of it in some ways looks somewhat embellished. Like the front cover has got this green texture to it, and this in bold or this embossed like golden mask that definitely is meant to imitate Mayan culture. You're not sure how accurate that imitation is, but it certainly is attempting to. And with your extraordinarily success. Okay. Do you want to say you stay up all night reading this?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So if you stay up all night, if you just like crash read it all night, I'll say you can probably get through it in a night. And that would give you this, like essentially this skim over. All right. So it recalls effectively various tales and visits that Cartwright and his expeditions paid to different Mayan ruins. And his writing is certainly, his depiction of the local people is not flattering. Like there's an element of like racism and such that sort of comes through it. But nonetheless, he is still, you can tell he's very enamored with the land itself and like how emerald and lush and wonderful it is. And there's a lot of condescension in some ways to like primitive people he refers to, which is based upon your limited experience so far in the area seems to be inaccurate. This was also published about 80 years ago too. As you're going through it, the chapter that stands out to you the most, because it's been coming up, this term has been coming up multiple times, Chichen Shoshu. And so he claims that he discovered this place and that it was named for the people who inhabit it, the Shoshul, which he translated as being outcast or pariah, based on various conversations he had with local Mayans. And he described the site as having sizable and remarkable ruins, including a small pyramid that is supposedly dedicated to sorcery and the stars. Some of this is stuff that Patrick has already gotten. And it's all kind of jammed together in this jungle, he says. Unfortunately, at no point does he actually identify specifically where this site is. There's no directions to it. There's no locations. There's no anything of any kind. There's no map or anything like that. So other things you would notice in your skim is that he tries to at times come across as academic to you, and so you can see like he's almost anthropologically trying to quantify or explain the Shoshul, because it's like a peoples, and as a professional anthropologist, you can tell this is very amateurish, and it's unclear whether it's like a minor religious site that was usurped by these people, by the Shoshul, or whether the Shoshul was merely just, they were also Mayans, and you can't quite tell if it was like a fractious group or if it was the same group. It's all kind of unclear, and it does seem like some of that lack of clarity is based upon his own limited like worldview, right? He was just sort of grouping people in some ways. But he does like refer to it as a very secretive and remote place. And then something else catches your attention, Bev, as he identifies that among some of the rubbings that he took of these different places, there was a term, Golzumal, which I think you all would be familiar with that term. And he claims that it refers to all the land controlled by the Shoshul around Chicha, around the site, and that's kind of his translation of it. Trying to see if there's anything else. He also kind of dives very loosely into like Mayan folklore and legends and things in ways that are probably again wrong. But he claims that the Shoshul once like ransacked like the Isle of Gods. He doesn't really know what that means, and this is sort of quantifying his uncertainty on whether the Shoshul were their own separate people, whether they were Mayan people, whether they were outcasts or pariahs of Maya people. It's all kind of a little bit unclear. But that I think is what you would get.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. So that's. Do you have any questions? Any follow-up questions? Any of that?
At this time, no.
And there is no sand loss for any of this, so you're good. There's no sand. Nothing in it was sort of strange or occult, or it read like a bad attempt at academic writing, or a like early example of like a somewhat pulpy exploration sort of novel in some ways.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's what Bev was doing all night. So we'll say, Bev, that you're going to wake up, like you're not really going to get much sleep. So you're going to kind of have a sluggish day, at least to the start.
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to do anything before they crash for the night? All right.
Mine's just meditation for the day.
Okay, perfect.
Haven't done that yet.
Yep. Absolutely.
Just playing with Joy Boy.
Joy Boy is fine. I'm just kidding. Okay.
I was like, what about Joy Boy?
Joy Boy is missing. You haven't referenced him all day.
that's right. I forgot. No, that's right.
You were just looking on the wrong end. You were just looking at his ass as opposed to his face. Like, oh my god. It's a sphincter mouth.
What happened?
Oh no, it's just his ass. My bad. All right. Next day will come around. You have some time during the day, obviously, to do any other odds and ends. So if there's anything else, like Carmelita, you said you wanted to do some digging into records. You can give me a library use test if you'd like. If you're going into records, probably libraries.
Okay. Uh, 79 over 50. I'll spend the luck.
Okay. What you would get, because you have a lot of luck, so that makes sense.
I do.
Okay.
Like, I would like to get my luck under 50,
I have an
please.
uncomfortable amount of luck. Like, I'm really not okay with how much luck I have.
Okay, so from what you can tell, he is a land baron. He, as I mentioned already, he's a Hennecken farmer, and he owns and lives in a mansion on the north side, on the outskirts of Merida, which seems to be a very sort of richer section of the city. You would also be able to identify the fact that he owns significant tracts of land in the Yucatan interior. Like, you can see that there's a huge swath of it. How up to date some of like the land records is probably a little murky, but you can tell that he owns a significant portion of it. He is middle-aged. He does not appear to be married or have children. He does seem to have like a sister, but the sister doesn't seem to be local. But it seems he's like a lifelong adult bachelor of some kind. It's unclear. You probably wouldn't have access to anything like his will or like who he's designated. He doesn't have any specific businesses that he runs, but he is known to be somewhat of a what's it called? What is the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness. A philanthropist. You can tell. Like, around. I could not get there. I could not remember
The two words I had in my brain were philanthropist and philanderer, and maybe
I was
both.
like, it's whatever Echeverria was. He had the same word.
I would say in official documents, you probably wouldn't get anything about his philandering, but you would definitely get a lot about his philanthropy. And so that it does seem that he donates to many things here and there. He is, you see many photos at times of him like at the breaking of ground on new sites, like a school here, like a neighborhood there. And you can tell that he definitely seems to be taking the money that he has gained from his and his family's owning of this land and is reinvesting it back in Merida, but also other places around the Yucatan. I would say he, like when I even have a picture. Let me show you, since I would say you probably have you'd probably get a photo of him. I'll give you a little look at what this sexy son of a bitch looks like. Look at this guy.
Jesus.
Middle 40s, clean shaven.
Hello.
He's got this like white suit on. You can see he likes to wear that. He has like a thin mustache, and
Carly is definitely like fixing her hair.
he has definitely he's definitely movie star handsome. Though there is no suggestion that he has done anything like that. But he's.
I don't know why, but I thought it was going to be a picture of Gabe. To like some extent,
he's not old enough. Gabe's too young for this. This guy's in his.
You like aged him up, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, Jeff. I will be busy.
Yeah, for sure. But everything that you find, Carmelita, is just like you don't find a single like bad word written about him anywhere.
And that was going to be my next question, actually. Is there any judicial or criminal records? And it sounds like the answer is no.
There's definitely reports of trespassers on his land and having to deal with it, but they are never written in a way that suggests he has been at fault for anything. It's more like, he has once again dealt with people, invading, and it's never like locals that are trespassing on his land. It's always just like, somebody went onto his land without permission, and like he is very protective of this, and the idea of like outsiders just crossing over his land without paying due diligence seems to
got it
be consistent.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So Carmelita, you're spending like maybe the morning or so kind of going through some public records and stuff, learning what you can about like the public sort of business side of Francisco de la Vega. Anyone else doing anything during the day?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, so Marie wanted to do kind of the local newspaper. So either at the library, if they have like back issues of newspaper, or at the local newspaper, looking more to the social articles about De La Vega.
Local, or let's say library use would be fine. If you want to just give me that. I think that's not hard.
I will take a couple audience boosts to put me to 44 because we got some extra boost earlier. Thank goodness I did, because that is a pass. 30 under 44. Thank you, audience.
Excellent. So if you're looking more for like social stories, you would see that he is definitely a person of high class, and his nightlife is something that seems to. He goes to like he'll go to like elegant parties. He'll go to he'll go to like official like ceremonies and banquets throughout the city. There's definitely places where like there's photographs of which you can tell are fairly wealthy people. You can see that there was like a screening of a film a couple years ago at the Art Deco Teatro Cine Alcazar. I don't know if I pronounced all that right. That he sort of, there's a picture of him being like next to this just earlier this year next to an actor by the name of Cantinflas. I'm not sure if that's like a well-known person, but it's a Mexican comedy, and it seems to be something that was very, very well received. And so you can kind of see him like arm in arm and like outside of this theater. You also notice that there are many pictures of him at a casino. There's a casino called the Salon Regio del Casino de Merida, and I got it. And you can see it's like a private club for the wealthy, and so that does seem to be another place that he seems to attend a lot of these banquets and formal dinners and things like that. You never see him. You never really see him with a lot of the same women. Like he's got a very like Bruce Wayne feel to him, where like every time they take a picture of him, like he's got like a different beautiful young woman on his arm.
Sure.
But and it's always happy and it's always like jovial. Like it definitely looks to be a person who gets out.
All right. So Carmelita covered the philanthropist and Marie covered but he's not really a philanderer. So
doesn't appear that way.
Unfair adjective.
You don't find anything you don't find anyone writing like negative, sort of negative stories about like his philandering or anything like that.
Okay. So like the society pages are definitely filled with his goings.
He is somewhat of a local celebrity. Like they're treating him like a local, like he's definitely a celebrity of some kind. Like he is in some ways
dashing local socialite.
A dashing, good-looking, wealthy socialite from a rich family that has done a lot of work for Merida. It sounds a lot like Bruce Wayne in some ways, but you don't get any stories about Batman or anything like
that. Sure. And you said that he was descended from like a conquistador that kind of came into
someone.
This
I think
area.
Someone got that from. I think you guys
curator.
got that from the museum. Yeah. The curator.
The museum curator. Okay.
That he believes that he was descended from Francisco Belicazar, I think is the name he gave you.
Okay. Would I be able to maybe do a psychology roll or something based on this information just to see sort of like what angle might be best to approach him with if I were to do a charm, like given all the things that I've read about him, like what angle, like complementing the philanthropy or kind of what seems like the thing that is most important to him.
Yeah, go ahead, go roll psychology.
Heck yeah, 23 under 72.
Hard success. Okay. With everything that you heard about him so far, definitely he seems like a man who likes to help, and he's clearly investing, and he does seem to have clear love and desire to make this a better place, but he also likes to be seen doing it. So your idea of like charm and flattery is probably in line with what you were thinking, that perhaps like beseeching him based upon like how you all could help him achieve the betterment of the locale and how he effectively gets the credit for it would probably be a good strategy. That makes sense?
And I'm almost wondering, like, kind of keeping nefarious sorts out of this area if he's so like invested in this area being kind of made in his image.
Got it. Did Steven disconnect? Okay, he blinked.
Oh, I'm here.
He hadn't blinked for a really long time. I was like,
I was looking
Steven,
right at you.
Holy crap! I think he just disconnected. You were so frozen, you didn't move.
You were looking through us.
I was like, holy crap!
You were gone.
I could tell. I was like, "Am I saying something wrong?"
No, I'm just immersed. I'm immersed.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Anybody else? Will or Patrick? We'll say Bev. Maybe your reading spills over into the morning. So Will or Patrick, is there anything else?
Yeah, or she's resting.
That's a fair
I would
point.
like to try and track down Rick Luke.
Sure.
That was my same idea.
Team up.
Okay.
I'll do
Excellent. I would say you could roll a social skill of some kind, whichever you want. Like you could be fast talking your way through, you could be charming your way through, you could be persuading your way through. All this is going to affect is the speed with which you find him.
Okay. I'm fine with fast talk, unless Patrick, you wanted to do one.
Can I assist here and help him his roll at all?
Absolutely, yeah. You can take a bonus die on that.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh yeah. Sorry, I can't read dice. I rolled a 4 because of the bonus dice, so thank you for that. 4 under 70, so extreme success.
4. Okay. Okay. You find you gotta get directed to Rick Luke, who is maybe you go back, Patrick, to the shop that you and Carmelita visited the day before, where you got some information. You specifically want to meet him, and you are directed to a series of bungalows on the kind of eastern side of Merida, like northeastern side, and that's where he and some of the people who goes on his expeditions with him have been staying. So it's not like a hotel; like they've literally like hunkered down in a space. And we'll say like you approach one of these bungalows, you can see there's kind of people lounging around. Some of them are in hammocks, some of them are eating. You're there in the morning, so maybe they're eating breakfast or drinking coffee. There's like a stream nearby, and so some of them might be like fishing and such. And like they're all kind of watching you, very friendly, waving. It's a mix of you could definitely tell like Americans who, especially when they shout out, maybe if they see the two of you, they kind of see this. But there's also more local folk. It's a very like eclectic mix of people, and if you start asking some questions here and there, like where's Rick, eventually you are led to this patio of sorts on the kind of on the water, where you can see a young man. You would put him in his 30s, maybe very early 30s, in fact. Caucasian. He has these. He's got a goatee on it. He's got this goatee that seems to be well groomed. Everything else is fairly well shaven. He's got this cream colored shirt on that you can tell like fits some of the local aesthetic. And much like you will, he has this like pistol in a shoulder slung holster that he has draped over. And he has another one of those little, he looks almost like the spitting image of Will in some ways, but maybe 10 years older in some way. As the two of you approach, I'll share with you a picture of him as well.
I don't know whether to like him or hate him.
Okay. So just in terms of like your getup, you're like, because I know you've got the holster thing. It's the same thing.
I love him.
And so as you two approach, he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome. It's a pleasure to see some. Well, I probably shouldn't presume that. American.
Are you Rick Luke?
American as a kid.
Oh, Rick. Yeah, you call me Ricky. Yeah, certainly. Yes, I am. What can I do for it to you?
Well, we're contemplating a little expedition into the jungle, and we're trying to find a guide. We heard your name a couple times.
Oh, this is going to be one of those business talks. And so he kind of gets up, he comes over, and he's like, "Oh, come on, sit down. And he kind of like puts his left arm on your shoulder, and he kind of like guides you. And while he's doing that, he's like shaking your hand. He's like, "Oh, pleasure to meet you. What's your name? What'd you say your name was?" Will Sawyer. Whoa, what a name that is. Oh my goodness. Will Sawyer. What do you go by Will? You go by Sawyer?
You call me whatever you want.
See, I'm one of those guys who's got two first names, Rick, Luke. People call them both, so it's whatever you want, buddy. Come on, sit down. Can I get you something to drink?
Whiskey.
Hungry? Y'all hungry?
What is it, like 8 a.m?
Whiskey. Oh, absolutely. Hey, Fernando, a couple whiskeys over here.
3.
You can see he's like, "Yeah, sure thing, boss." And so, absolutely. So this like one guy comes around, and then Rick comes over to you, Patrick, and he's like, does the same thing. "Oh, hey, how you doing, Rick Luke? Nice to meet you. What'd you say your name is?"
Patrick Price, well met.
Patrick Price. That's wonderful. How you doing? You smell good.
Do I know?
Yeah. What is that? Is that like cologne or something?
Must be the hotel's shampoo.
That must be it. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Let's sit down. I'm glad you all came. It's a pleasure to see you. So it's about a job?
Yeah,
we got 5 of us.
We're looking to set up an expedition.
Well, come on. Okay, all right. I like where this is starting. What kind of expedition?
We want to go to some of the ruins for archaeological reasons.
Well, you come to the right place then, my friend. I have both been to some of the ruins, and I am a trained archaeologist.
Oh, me too.
You familiar with Fernando's land? Or Francisco's land?
De La Vega.
Mr. De La Vega. I am indeed. Yes, sir. He is. I haven't met the man personally, but I've heard nothing but good things.
You've never had to cross that
Meeting
direction?
the man himself this evening.
Well, not as of yet. No, that's as far as I recall. Most of his lands to the south or so. I haven't quite been that way just yet. But recently, I've been in Uxmal, which is a little bit further south of where his lands might congregate. And been off to the east a bit, down by the coast and such. But no, haven't quite made it across his. At least nothing that the folks tell me I should be worried about. That is.
How'd you find yourself in the Yucatan?
Oh, what a great question. Well, honestly, I'm just kind of here by chance, to be honest. Well, I'm here in Merida by chance. I really just kind of like looking around here and there. I was really curious. Where's my camera? Man, I like to take a little photography as well. Like to kind of take some things. So I just felt, America is a wonderful country, of course, but there's just so many other wonderful countries out there. And it's not just wonderful countries, but there's just amazing and beautiful peoples and cultures out there. And I just wanted to see them all. So I just felt like, why not start? And so that's what I did. I finished up my degree, headed on out, and sort of looking around, might as well start here. I've always had a bit of a fascination with, Central America and such, and Mayans, Aztecs, all sorts of things. Fascinating cultures. Absolutely fascinating.
So you've been on one expedition so far out here, or several?
Oh, no. That's just around here. I've been looking around extensively over down South America for about a better part of last year. Came up here and say around October or so of 36, and I've been here since. Coming up on a year anniversary, and we've been poking around here and there every so often. Most of the time, it's nowhere too crazy. You ever seen any like kind of Pook style architecture?
What style?
Pook.
Yes.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Not everyone needs to know everything. As I said, I'm an archaeologist, so I kind of study these things. Anyhow, but you know what else I like to do? It's just, there's a book I read. I must have been, how old was I? 14, 15? It was called, I have a copy of it around here somewhere. Hey, Fernando, go get me my book. Yes, sir. So when I was about 15, my pappy, he knew I had kind of a wild eye, and I kind of wanted to read about the world. So he got me a copy of the book. It's called Into the Yucatan. It's by a man by the name of Arthur Cartwright. What tales, what stories, what scholarship, to be honest.
What a coincidence. I skimmed that one myself.
No, you don't say. Oh my goodness. Mr. Price, you're holding out on me. What's your favorite part?
Well, they brought up a name. It stuck with me. Shishan Shashu.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Sure wish old Dr. Cartwright would actually put some more specific instructions on where to find it. But I got to tell you, I've been talking with some locals around here. I think I know where it is.
And how do you know where it is?
I just said I've been talking to some locals around here.
They just knew where it was?
Well, not all of them necessarily know. A few of them kind of get all clammed up whenever you start asking questions about it. But overall, no, you kind of put one thing together, get a little piece of information from this corner, get a little bit of information from that corner, kind of piece it together, and suddenly you have a big old hole in this big old mural of a thing.
That makes sense.
You're the perfect man for this job. Because the 5 of us, 3 not here right now, but we're looking to go there.
You don't say, y'all. Well, it's just, what do they call it? Kismet? Something like that? I don't know. Whatever it is. They call it something. But that's just wonderful. Oh, my goodness.
A little concerned about the safety. We heard there was an expedition that happened a few months ago, a year ago or so, and they haven't come back.
Yeah, I heard about that as well. Jacinto. Yeah, Jacinto Esposito. Good guy. Well, he's a little bit kind of an ordinary fella, not the most affable guy. I don't think he liked me very much, but boy, he was just a font of knowledge. I had a couple drinks with him a few times here and there, and I just kind of soaked up everything he had to say like a sponge. Just kind of want to learn as much as I could from him. But boy, that man knew the jungles. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's a shame. I heard stories. Yeah, there's some bandits and such out there. Some wild animals and such. Most of those aren't going to leave you alone, especially if you go there with a big enough number. Things like that. Pox, disease, things. But don't worry. We're professionals here. We know exactly what we're doing. And at this point, someone comes over and drops like a big old thing of whiskey on the table for you, puts 3 glasses down, and a copy of Arthur Cartwright's book on the table. And you can tell that this one is well read. Like it's been beaten to death.
Yeah, I'm sure you know what you're doing, but you said Jacinto knew what he was doing too, right?
Sure.
How did the expedition go so wrong? Have you heard anything from the locals, or?
No, not at all. Not a thing. I mean, some folks say bandits got him. Some folks say the Shoshul got him. Fanciful tales.
What's
really.
The Shoshul?
Oh, I think they're just some sort of folk who live out in the jungle, kind of protecting the side or something like that. Whatever. You know how it goes. You look like a worldly man, adventurous man.
Most of my experience is in Northern Africa.
Northern Africa. That's next on my list. You got any recommendations? I definitely Cairo, right up there. Absolutely. I hear it's a wonderful place. All sorts of culture and just antiquity there. Just kind of drink it up.
Cairo's a great starting point, mouth of the Delta and all. But about the locals here.
Oh, sure.
Are they... Do we need to worry about bringing, like, bribes for the bandits? Do we need to have peace offerings for the locals to try to get through?
Mr. Sword, Will. Can I call you Will?
Yeah, call me whatever you want.
All right, I'm gonna call you Will. Will. No, you don't got to worry about nothing like that. That's not how it works. I have spent the better part of the past year immersing myself in the culture, kind of getting to know the folk around here. And while I might not be one of them, I think there's a bit of a rapport I've managed to build up with them. And besides which, where we're headed, if that's where you want to go, according to old Art, right here, kind of slaps the book. Old Artie, he hid the clues in there, right? He hid them in there. Okay, it wasn't obvious. He didn't put it there, but I read this thing enough times, 40, 50 times or so. I think I know where it's going. Coupled with all those other little clues I got, I'm pretty sure I know exactly where we're headed. And not the most popular place in the world, right? We would have to cross De La Vega's lands, though. That is true. We'd have to ask him for his permission. Definitely don't want to go on.
What do you think? What do you think of that man?
Well, I think, I haven't met him myself. I heard, good things, good things. He's a man who, like myself, seems to be very interested in kind of learning about history and antiquity. I do it by kind of getting out in there, getting in the nitty gritty, getting my hands dirty. He does it by, using his tools that he has at his disposal, which is influence and money, of course. And all of that is very valuable. Everyone's got their role to play, you see, and that's his. Mine's mine. I just like being out there, I like feeling the vibe of the place, It's like you head out there, you see all the things you see, but then there's like a sense of history that just sort of permeates the air, It's like an airborne illness, but it doesn't hurt you. Anyhow.
So what do you think? We got dinner with them later this evening. You like to join us?
You want me to join?
You seem like the best guide here for our expedition.
Well, we're going to need his permission anyways.
All right, then. Well, so I guess we're making a deal. Okay,
well,
let's
get
see
down
to brass tacks.
The dinner with De La Vega goes. I can tell you we're pretty well funded.
Oh, I'm sure that's
as
fine.
long as nothing goes on,
yeah.
we'll get you compensated fairly.
What do you mean? Is nothing good? I don't really like to get into the details here like this, but I will say compensation is going to have to be fronted, of course, because there's going to be a lot of supplies that we have to kind of collect. Got to make sure we get all the things we need. Local guides. Got to get some porters for y'all. How many you say the war with you?
5 of us.
5 of you. Oh, probably going to get about, what, 12, 15 folks coming with you. How much gear are you bringing?
Not too much. We tend to travel light.
Okay.
We're
Well,
gonna need a bunch for the days out there. Who knows how long?
well, about 2-3 days south here, I think. Kind of where we're headed. Let's see, what else we're gonna need? Probably be a good idea to get some weapons. Could get some weapons, absolutely. Definitely gotta get some camping gear, some food, supplies, water, fresh water. There'd be fresh water, find it too. But you gotta be kind of careful with the stuff you kind of drink. You gotta make sure you boil it down nice and good. You don't want to really get kind of sick of the little stomach to your head. Dynamite, not a bad thing to have some dynamite. Always pays to have some dynamite. You know, you never know where you're gonna need it. You never know where you're gonna come across like a fallen tree. You kind of got to get it out of the way, or like something's buried you want to get to, and you don't really want to wait around to kind of dig it all up. That just takes way too long. Just throw dynamite down there, blow that thing up, and suddenly got access.
That's what I was saying last night.
Right? You get it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, man, what a day. All right. So let's get down to so we got 5. All right, just 5 of you. Are y'all, what are y'all like? Well, y'all look like adventurers to me. So just kind of going around, swinging around.
We're a mixed type. I tend to be a bit more of a traveler. We got a couple academics with us as well.
Oh, academics. Yeah. I got a couple degrees myself, so I'd be interested. Definitely interested. Wonderful. Okay. Well, well, let's write ourselves up a contract. Fernando, come on over. Bring a pen, paper. Let's go.
And I am pouring
Yeah,
whiskey
you see
for
that
all
guy-
of us and sliding the glasses over.
Sure. He's taking it, shooting it back like nonchalant, like, oh, that stuff hits good. It ain't that easiest to get whiskey down here, but it tastes pretty good, right? We got a whole supply. That's fun. If we want to bring some on the journey, and it might cost a little extra, but I got a guy, so no
I
problem.
think that's worth the expense, don't you, Patrick?
I'm holding the glass, swirling it around.
Go ahead.
Let's see if I indulge.
Yeah, make your test.
I'm going to make you do it as often as I can. I'm sorry.
Oh, 93.
Oh no.
I reluctantly down. It's my favorite drink.
Okay. So you take a shot. He's like, that a boy. And he smacks you on the back like really hard in such a way. And he's just like cackling and jovial. And we're going to fade out of that scene as Fernando comes over and you guys start negotiating a contract. All right. Marie, Carmelita. I know Bev had to step away for a second, but anything else the two of you wanted to do?
Would there be any library reading we might be able to do? And forgive me if this has been done before, but looking more into Arthur Cartwright, the author of that book, is that something that we've covered before in our research to try to learn more about him and where he kind of got this story from?
You have not, but I would say that Will and Bev, when they were talking with the curator, basically he was here during the golden age of exploration, is sort of how it's referred to, right? So he was kind of exploring around, and it doesn't seem that he stayed here. It doesn't seem like he's like a local. So there's really not a whole lot of knowledge about him in the museum. They just want his book because his book, actually the museum didn't have the book, but it just seems like his book is sometimes brought up when anyone specifically references like the Yucatan jungles or Shishan specifically. So I would say there's probably not a lot of information you would get around about him. Okay. What about you, Carmelita? Is anything else that you can think of that you wanted to do?
No, nothing else. Thank you.
Okay. So then, is it fair to say, Will, Patrick, you guys strike up a contract with him?
Yeah, let's front them some early money for supplies.
I would want to
Okay.
stress that as long as
Wow.
the meeting with De La Vega goes okay. Like have a little writer there.
Okay. It's like, I hear what you're saying, Will. I like where your head's at. But you're asking me out. Go to a meeting, sit down in this meeting. I gotta tell you, that's time. That's my
We'll
time.
pay for your time. We'll pay for your time tonight.
The thing is, if he says yes or no, we're going out there anyways, so
Whoa.
might as well get it started.
Hang on there, Professor. That's from what I understand, that's kind of a dangerous proposition. You want to make sure he says yes. But honestly, you want him to say yes, got to bring me along. I can talk the pants off anyone, no problem. I mean, not literally.
And we're making sure he says yes.
There we go. So how about this? go ahead and give me a little bit of fee. I'll get things moving. I'll get things going. I'll start getting my guys on it. Get Fernando and all the others. I'll kind of start collecting what we need. And then 3 of us gonna head on. We're gonna smooze that Mr. De La Vega. And we're gonna get ourselves permission.
6 of us.
How's that sound? Oh, you bring some other folks?
Yeah, you got to meet them too.
You got to.
We're throwing you in the deep end.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Looking forward to it. That sounds good. All right. So we got a deal.
Let's drink on it.
He takes a shot. Atta boy. Takes another shot. And you guys get day drunk. And he just we fade out of that scene. We see you guys handshaking, all that kind of stuff. And then we open up. Time has passed. It's nighttime. We see all of you dressed in the finest, probably attire that you were able to either bring or have acquired during the day. We see you all walking up into this honestly quite beautiful home. It's got like colonial architecture to it in some ways, these long columns and stuff here, and you can definitely see it has that as a sort of influence, but it's more of a fusion, as you can see, much more kind of local kind of architecture here and there. And you can even hear we can hear vaguely Rick smack the back of Will and just kind of point out the type of architecture here and there. And
can I have a quick chat before we go in?
Of course. Yeah, so we say you guys are out on the street and kind of doing your game plan.
Yeah, and when Rick shows up, Carmelie is gonna be like, I'm sorry,
This is Rick Luke. He's our guy.
Rick Luke. Sticks his hand out. Shake your hand.
And she shakes it kind of gingerly, and Rick Luke. And
he was recommended to us by everyone all over the Yucatan.
Yeah, this guy knows.
Even by yourself.
So we're some locals. So we're entering a dinner invitation from a man who it has been made clear by multiple people how important keeping the local culture is. And we're going to ask to travel his lands with an American guide.
Well, yeah.
If you're actually a local, he said he spent years here.
Well, about 10 months, I would say. Well, around Merida. I've been here maybe in the...
It's already 4 Americans trying to travel across his lands. What's the difference with 5 instead?
There's a difference. When
Man. And he's going to rattle off a handful of questions about the Yucatan to see if you know anything about the culture. And when you don't answer correctly, he is going to rattle off with perfect accuracy answers to every one of his questions as a way to basically prove I understand what you're saying. I understand your concerns. I'm just another kind of pacey white guy kind of moving around. Well, not so much pacey, got a little bit of tan going. But I tell you, I'm quite studied, and I'm not doing wrong. I don't want to take nothing. I don't want to take any. Only thing I take is pictures. That's all I do. I go to places, take some photos, and I leave. I leave everything the way it was. I just want to learn, just want to experience. It's not mine to take. We're not here thieving, not here taking anything. We're just here learning, experience, and then exposing others to it as well. Gonna write a book someday, can put all this together. Nice little travel log, just like my boy Cartwright. It's gonna be like Into the Yucatan Part 2, okay, by Rick Luke. And hell, y'all could be credited, co-authorships at some time. Who knows? Maybe this little trip we take down to the Chichen Itzá, there'll be a nice big chapter on it here and there. We get some drawings and such, some photographs on there. Back when Artie was publishing this, they couldn't actually publish any photos or nothing like that. They just had little rub-ins and chicken scratch and all that kind of stuff. But we got photographs these days, so that's all I'm looking
there
to do.
There you go, Carmelita.
Yeah,
don't you want to be in a book?
Carmelita.
I'm looking forward to being proven wrong.
Proven wrong? What? Proven wrong about what? I gotta tell you, I am accomplished, and he rattles off his degrees. He's got 3 different degrees. He's got a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD, all in various fields of anthropology or archaeology. And Bev, it's legit. When he starts rattling this stuff off, it is legit to you. He's definitely a fast talker.
Sure.
He's got the degrees. It's listen, listen. Do you think it's fair to say just because I'm white, just because I'm white, I can't possibly just wanna understand this wonderful culture here that the Mayans built?
I'm not asking you to prove your interest to me. I'm just saying that if we're making a request from Mr. Delvica, I think we just need to be cognizant of what we're doing.
I haven't heard anything.
Let's enter this with eyes wide open.
I haven't heard anyone besmirch the man. I don't think he has any kind of anti-Caucasian, anti-American sentiments.
Let's hope not.
Everything I've heard about the man, and I've been here about a year. I've heard lots of things about him. He's a fine man, wonderful man. We don't obviously move in the same circles. Obviously, he's a little bit more upper echelon, upper elite, all that sorts of things. Now I'm just a blue collar worker of some kind. But yeah, I heard nothing to say that he was. As long as you treat him with respect, treat his lands with respect, treat his culture with respect, everything will be fine. And all those things, check.
Well, as I said, I'm hoping to be proven wrong.
Don't worry, Rick. She's only been with the group for about 12 hours.
Oh, yeah? Oh, look at that. We're both newbies. Look at that. All right. We're both like...
Kind of just smiles at him and will not engage further.
You guys do any hazing for the newbies? You guys do anything like...
no, we should do a
like
team building exercise. Do like trust falls or something like that, right?
Oh. Patrick,
I think
we're getting off. No.
Everything that we do is a team building exercise, I would say.
We are so off topic. I have a dinner to get to. Let's go.
No.
That's true. De La Vega would be upset if we're late.
You can see who's in charge here. Absolutely, ma'am.
And Beverly is just like clearly just strutting like ahead of the group, little sassy because she's...
You over here behind, like as you're strutting forward, it's like, is that Dr. Beverly Key? Miskatonic?
You've heard of her?
Oh, hell yeah. I've read her work. Absolutely. Yeah. You all are friends with
the one and only.
Well, my goodness gracious. I heard she's a preeminent anthropologist in her field. Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, it's kind of a bit of a boys' club, this anthropology, archaeology thing. And she's breaking what's that phrase I heard? Glass ceilings and all sorts of things, right? Look at that.
In more ways than one.
Oh, well, hello there. Well, hello there.
Yes. Sir Luke.
Rick Luke. And he kind of sticks out his hand. Pleasure to meet you.
Marie Wynn. Nice to meet you.
Rick. Call me Luke. Call me whatever you like. Nice to meet you too. Are you also an archaeologist?
No, I barely finished school myself.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah. Well, there's all sorts of intelligence and education you can get in life. You don't have to necessarily always get it at the universities. You don't have to always get it at the high schools and such. There's plenty of other ways to get it. There's plenty of other ways to get kind of information. Some people are more like kind of book smart. Some people are more worldly. All sorts of different things.
And Marie is wanting to answer the question, and he just keeps stringing words together. I'm a little more of the creative type. That's what draws me to.
Oh yeah, well I take a little photographs now and then. Not necessarily creative, but I like the photography. What kind of art you do? And he kind of pulls out a flask.
More of the vocal arts, actually.
Vocal? You're a singer?
Yes.
Oh goodness gracious! Oh, are you gonna do any shows while you're here? All sorts of wonderful cantinas here.
Sometimes I will pick up a show just to exchange with a hotel, stay for a few nights gratis for a show.
My right hand man, Fernando, he plays a mean guitar. Maybe while we're out there in the jungle, something we can do at night, you can play a little guitar, you can play a little singing. Wonderful time.
That sounds like a lovely time, but I believe Dr. Key is about to enter without us.
Oh,
so
that's
I suppose we might want to.
There we go. You guys want a little? Guys want to do a little pregame? He's like,
yes, please.
Okay.
That is her vice, so yes, she will.
At this point, Will's probably a little hungover, so he needs to.
He is not. He is going strong.
Energizer buddy, this guy.
Okay, so we'll say you all managed to. We'll say you're walking in the streets a bit. You kind of get you get let off in the neighborhood, and you kind of get directed, and then you come to this. You come to these steps, these tiered steps that lead up to this palace. It's a beautiful mansion. There's like lights here and there. There's all this vegetation, trees. You can see this narrow tiered steps leading up to this grand entrance. You can see there's these columns like that colonial infrastructure, but at the same time, you can definitely see it blends in so perfectly in some ways with like sort of the natural architecture, and you can hear behind like Rick pointing out like the different styles of architecture. There's that, and then there's a little bit of that, and then right there is this, and right over there. See that Patrick? Right over there. And Will, that's what I was talking about with the puka right there. And as you get up and through this gate, you go up to this big front door. You kind of ring a knocker, or maybe you pull on like it's a doorbell where you kind of pull on it and you hear like ding, 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 ding. And then within moments, these big double doors get thrown wide, right? And you see standing in the middle is Francisco de la Vega. And you can see that he is dressed in this beautiful white jacket. He's got like a pink rose sticking up out of the front lapel button or pocket. And you can see he's no tie, but he's got like something underneath, like almost like an ascot kind of thing. These beautiful, colorful kind of red sticking up out of it. These dark slacks. He's got a big old glass in his hand, like this tumbler of booze. And he's like, welcome to my home. It is a pleasure to meet you. Come on in, please. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to end it there. And we will pick up next week on our meeting with Bruce Wayne.
Fabulous.
Oh, cool.
Very nice. Very
Marmalade
nice.
had just barely got in the group. She's already pulling the ladder up from behind her, trying to gatekeep everyone.
Get over it.
Listen, as soon as he started going off about how wonderful Kurt Wright's book was, I was like,
Amazing.
yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Never seen a finer piece of scholarship.
This guy gives me so many red flags that I'm happy to ignore them all.
And that's the thing. I was happy to ignore him until you fucking signed him on.
Without
You guys definitely have a
consulting.
contact.
Enjoyed them. I was just
Who else was there,
happy
Terrell?
to
Don't even know the guy.
enjoy the train wreck. And now he's part of the group.
Yeah.
There he is. I put this in chat earlier. I'm so proud of us. We've been somewhere for like 36 hours and like nobody got kidnapped or chased or
Haven't
anything.
shot anybody.
It's amazing.
Yet.
Stop. Knock on
We'll see how
wood.
dinner goes.
I mean, obviously bad things are going to happen, but I mean, really.
Oh my god.
I mean, come on. That guy was charming. What are you talking about? Are you kidding?
Very much
So
so.
charming. Good, great. All right. Good old Ricky Luke. Call me Ricky.
And Don Carlin definitely fixing her hair.
He's just, welcome to my home. Wonderful. I'm visualizing it perfectly. He's just like such a sassy rich man, Bruce Wayne. Okay, so that's it for us. Let's go ahead and do a couple closing plugs. Let's get on out of here. So I'm going to toss it not to Steven because that would be silly. I'm going to toss it down to Maitreyi so Maitreyi can tell us a little bit about where we can find her on the internet.
I am Maitreyi plays games on YouTube where I make system agnostic or multi-system development content that centers the GM and player experience. And my last couple of videos have done like better numbers than they usually do, and I'm sure people here have had something to do with that. So thank you.
I really liked the Delta Green one you linked to me. That one was really good. The home scene stuff.
Well, thank you for helping me script that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay. Who else? Anyone else? Long? No, not long. Ashley? No. Melissa? No. Oh, Steven. You do something. You ruined the broadcast.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. I made a game called Huckleberry. It's a Weird West game. If you like action horror, cowboys, and 6-shooters, it's for you. You can check out all the links at huckleberryrpg.com. We have a backer kit coming out soon. So you should definitely sign up for notification of when it goes live.
All right, fantastic. You can also find it up on Drive Thru RPG, right? Just mentioned
Yeah.
Drive Thru RPG. You can get
All the links are on
Play a
huckleberryrpg.com.
game there. Couple months. Backer it comes up. Back yourself. Get your nice little shiny awesome copy. All right. Okay, as for us, what do we got going on? Next, what do we have next? Monday, we've got Time Watch. We're doing time travel shenanigans. We are on the moon. We're fighting cockroaches and really strange Catholics. Then on Tuesday, we're starting up a new game. Kipser is getting us started with Hardwired Island. If you want to check out some cyberpunk millennials, that's what we're going to apparently be doing on Tuesday. So come check that out. Next Thursday, we're off next week, but we will be starting up Legend in the Mist. We just had our session 0 a couple days ago. So we're going to be starting a new campaign, Legend in the Mist. So I'll have it up, probably that session 0 up on YouTube sometime next week if you want to take a look at it. And then come back and hang out with us in future Thursdays. And next Friday is nothing. Oh, wait, no. What am I talking about? Yeah, we got Dragon Maid. What am I talking about? Dragon Maid finale. Dragon Maid finale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But that's it. That's what we got. Let's go ahead. We'll end it for tonight. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for those of you who are watching this later or listening to this later. Really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
How was it?